Hello everyone. Hope everyone are doing good. Now I'm going to talk about the healthcare software development. I have already shared my screen. I've done a PPT that to showcase at everyone in this one. So healthcare software development. More on to this topic. So let's move to the overview. So the main overview of this one is the goal of the healthcare system is to ensure all the patients have access to the high quality of medical treatment. Like in some of the hospitals, they take care of the patients very well, like in a good quality with the weather. So good health and equitable financial contribution and outstanding service for all the girls in the healthcare systems. In the past 10 years, the healthcare system is particularly emerging economies has expanded at its fast pace. So one of the healthcare industries as the greatest future difficulties will be the overcoming and the abstract is presented by the introduction of new medical software. So most of the medical mistakes may be decreased in frequency so that they can serve it as well as the over quantity of the healthcare offered by using the healthcare information systems. Like research, uh, like research question. Some of they're gonna be ask me, so, like software engineering is the best practices should be used to create any healthcare applications. So many approaches to software development to be found online. Today's world we have everything on the net, so that we can go to Google and search what else it is related to it. So what are the pulses and the what are minus of each approach. So there are positive points, there are negative points. So we have to be very careful with that. In healthcare projects, non-functional criteria like dependability, performance, security, and availability are very crucial points. Do these techniques satisfy these needs? Yes, sometimes they need, but in some case they don't need. But we have to ensure that what exactly is the new approach that being suggested. In this work, we shall explore these issues. On to the next slide. Issues in the current software. The healthcare system is a multifaceted social technical structure. Different technical structures it have. So some people think that computers really make more mistakes than they solve. The healthcare system is very complex and it has many factors must be taken into the account. So problems with that, its dependability, security, and performance dominate the sector. In software development, the performance is a very crucial but non-functional criteria. Our comment with the performance problem is a reality apartment when seen from the context of the healthcare variety. So when we see in such cases, problems with data performance in healthcare initiatives may be broken down into two categories. Those two categories are the first one is data accuracy and the second one is data availability. Move on to this topic, the concerns about the healthcare system functionally as seen in the employees, including the accuracy and the timelines of the information. So the information is the basic key to ensure the data accuracy and data availability, clarity of communications, and the security of the patient data. Next one is services are provided to the patient by the healthcare system. And the third point is from the standpoint of the patient, there are three areas in which service might be improved: waiting times, confidentially, and overall happiness. For this requirement for the security, provide a description of the specific security measures that must be taken. So I'm going to tell the steps by one. Like the first step one is planning phase. In the planning stage, the client, the end users, and the development group all come to an agreement on the scope of the product to the new software system. Like if you're gonna take one product, it's gonna be useful for all of them. We have to make a take a plan, and we have to do all the member of that one. They have to agree with that one, so that the planning will goes well. That is the first step of the planning phase, and goes to second step. Develop a future list. The products of future set, which includes all the requirement capabilities, is in the next step. So whether the product has the required capabilities or not, they have to check that. The third step is planned by the future. Planning is a sequence in which futures and the future sets will be developed in the third stage. This is the main one. Uh, we're going to step four, design by the future. At the conclusion of each design phase iteration, the whole team reviews the work to make sure one missed anything and that everyone can be same page with the overall model and design. Step 5 is build by future. The next step for each future team is implement their concept into code. The concept they will run by the code, uh, and they're gonna test it and get the input from the subject matter and experts. They're gonna ensure that the product is functional as expected or not. Uh, the functional requirements are functional needs to be ranged from patient registration and appointment schedule to creation of different reports in hospitals. So first, the basic step is the patient registration about the details and what time they have the appointment, the schedule. This is the first. The following are one of so of the few ways in which HMS contribute to meeting in the practical needs of a hospital. HMS can help within all kinds of hospital registrations. The system not only keeps track of every piece, but also it is related to be a patient, but it also provides each person with a unique ID that can be used throughout their whole hospital stay. uh, the patients have this separate ID. When we enter the study, they get all the basic information about that and where we have to book, what the patient name is, what time they have the appointment. So every basic information we get that with that ID. On to the next one, non-functional requirements. Uh, like they are security performance, maintenance, dependability, and so on, are all the examples of non-functional criteria. So these three are become they come under the non-functional criteria. That must be met by a hospital. These are non-ancillary features, but rather fundamental needs for the healthcare delivery system as a whole. In addition, the meetings utilitarian needs, HMS may also meet the aesthetic ones. HMS manages the massive amount of data produced, exchange stored, and analyzed at very level of hospital operations. So here in the diagram, I showed the business process model. When the illness occurs, this is the patient table and this is the doctor's office. We can see when the illness occurs, they send to the doctor's request, receive the appointment. When we get the appointment, it go to symptoms. They're gonna send like mm, they're gonna see the doctor and go to the doctor. And if they feel sick, receive prescription. They send symptoms. And they're gonna receive some prescription when the doctor checks him and send medicine request. So they will receive the medicine. He if they feel sick, they will pick up the medicine. They can pick the medicine and they can take leave. Uh, like they go to the pharmacy or they can buy in the medical lines. So this is the doctor's office. A request will be sent, received by the doctor. He will set an appointment. And he receives attempts, it's go to prescription pickup and medical research, send medicine. Uh, Finally, they're gonna retake some medicine. So I gonna show you in this diagram clearly. And this is the initial planning. Well, wellness apps such as those that monitor your heart rate or count your steps when you take your running or jogging. You when you take some steps, it's gonna some few of them they count your steps also to track your diet and workouts are the products that extensive work by researchers and developers. This paper operates the premises that readers must adhere rigidly to a set of guidelines, which may take to in the form of generalized recommendations for the more targeted areas. And this is the use case diagram, like for the registration, for the fill out the survey, like manage the physical activities, manage diet diaries, that goes to stop monitoring, manage user profiles, manage notifications, manage accounts. They built in mechanisms for the mobile app, which provides several options for keeping the track of individual health indicators on the daily basis. Generally, these apps are very convenient indicators so that the normal person can easy to use. They can track the food intake, exercise time, or qualities of make it possible for a user to keep tabs and ensure that their own health lifestyle. These apps influence reasoning module recommends change in diet, exercise, and sleep habits to reduce the risk for cardiovascular diseases. And here is a UML. The Unified Modeling Language UML is called as Unified Modeling Language. Is an inclusive collection for the tools of recording systems that analytics, creating a model specifications to illustrate how things work in the system. The UML diagram is really on visual metaphors. It it gonna be useful. Use when a patient uh, when the patient came into hospital, they're gonna take their valuable information, the basic information what they need. When you see in this diagram, that patient name, date of birth, gender, then they add the patient. This one, this goes to sugar waiting list, diagnostic test, referrals, and the surgeon. If they have any particular problems, they're gonna divide into same. They're gonna uh, gonna take test in a different modules. Here is the data flow diagram where training AI system requires a massive amount of information that I have shown in the data flow diagram, where the collection method is time consuming and the labor intensive, which raises the possibility of making mistakes and reduce the depth of data set. And here comes the maintainability application in healthcare tied to the superiority of AI is the use a large quantity of data from different types of medical records to provide patients and healthcare professionals with ideas that may be useful in increasing the efficiency in the treatments delivered to the patients. Like these applications are keeping essential to avoiding problems like downtime and programming waste. Because of many applications reliance on the large number of sophisticated systems and pieces working into convert to meet the needs of the patients. Here are some of the references which I had taken from it one. Thank you. Have a good one.